We have to thank everyone who stopped by our Hurricane Helene recovery drive. Apparently, that was a huge, huge success.
Very successful. A lot of people came out to donate stuff, and then people were donating money as well, and raised over $50,000 for feeding Tampa Bay, plus all of the goods that were donated, and that hasn't even been counted yet.
Okay, that's what I was confused about, because I saw the total, the $50,000 total, and I didn't know if that was like some kind of estimate on how much people donated. So that's in addition to all the stuff that people dropped by.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that's how I should have interpreted the message.
Either way,
Feeding
success.
Tampa Bay was very, very happy and very pleased with what we were able to do yesterday as a, iHeart group.
And we were out there for a while, and Dana has photographic proof that we were accepting donations and doing our part to,
Yes.
help people take their whether it's bottled water or whatever other groceries and stuff.
Paper towels, canned goods, all kinds of stuff, cleaning supplies.
Putting them in the bins. So there's photographic evidence of that.
On social media at Ryan Gorman Show, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, but we do want to thank everybody. Lots of tremendous support around the Tampa Bay area yesterday for that event. All right, let's get to today's top stories now. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. So it was a civil debate between the two VP candidates, a sharp contrast to the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. JD Vance and Tim Walz sparred over issues like immigration, guns, abortion, affordable housing, and the January 6 riots. Vance showing his usual poise on TV, and he was fairly even keel throughout. He did get cut off by moderators over the Springfield, Ohio Haitian controversy. Tim Walz, definitely nervous at first, appeared to settle down later on in the debate.
Didn't they get the memo? We don't do civil conversation anymore in this country. I mean...
Well, I don't think J.D. Vance really needed to beat up on Tim Walz because he was awful. I mean, he was very nervous.
He is very nervous.
Especially at the beginning. I was like, oh, he looked like he was going to cry at some points. I kind of felt bad for him up there, fumbling all over the place.
Yeah, it was a rough start to the debate for Tim Walz. He would get better as the debate would go on, and he did better on certain issues, especially later in the debate. But this was one of those where I think all the debates, we've had a pretty clear winner. I mean, Trump, obviously, in the debate between Trump and Biden. I thought Harris in the debate between Harris and Trump. And I think Vance in the debate between Vance and Walz. And I don't really think it was all that close last night. Let's play a quick 60-second recap of some of last night's highlights.
I've become friends with school shooters.
Because you've got to play whack-a-mole.
January 6th was not Facebook ads.
Because Kamala Harris has supported suing Catholic nuns.
My farmers know climate change is real. They've seen 500-year droughts, 500-year floods back to back.
We're not arguing about weird science.
My pro tip of the day is this. If you need heart surgery, listen to the people at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, not Donald Trump.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future.
That is a damning non-answer.
The question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this.
When you screw up, when you misspeak, when you get something wrong and you change your mind, you ought to be honest with the American people.
When Mike Pence made that decision to certify that election, that's why Mike Pence isn't on this stage.
I thought it was a really substantive debate. I mean, they debated the issues.
It was. I feel like they debated the issues more than Trump and Kamala Harris did. A lot more.
No doubt about it. I think there was a lot of substantive stuff in there, and definitely a contrast in personalities as well. I mean, J.D. Vance is a pro on TV. I mean, he was a commentator back in 2016 talking about how he didn't like Trump. And then you have Tim Walz, who's a apparent unknown, really, on the national stage. This was his chance to sort of come out there and show people who he is, and I think at times came across as the bumbling old grandfather.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's more of a regular guy, and J.D. Vance comes across as very slick at times.
I thought J.D. Vance was pretty impressive with how he navigated the questions, how he managed to I thought deliver his answers and interact with Walz and even the moderators at times in a much different way from what we've seen from him on the campaign trail or in media interactions where, I'll be honest, sometimes he comes across as a jerk. I mean, I didn't see that at all last night, and I thought it was important for him. That was his big thing, like just be a little more likable.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit more likable last night. Yeah, definitely.
I think he accomplished that. Now, all that being said, this isn't going to change the race at all.
I don't think so. Yeah, and I guarantee the ratings for the VP debate aren't going to be anywhere near the presidential one.
No.
And in the past, even really big moments in VP debates haven't changed the end result. I mean, arguably the biggest VP debate moment was in 1988 when Lloyd Benson destroyed Dan Quayle. You know what? Guess who won?
Yeah, right.
You know, so it doesn't necessarily matter that much. And there weren't any like killer moments. I mean, there were a couple of times when there were some pretty sharp responses to each other's answers. But I don't think there was anything that's going to define this election.
No, and I also think that, and I mentioned this last night in the post-debate analysis, with everything happening here in the U.S., in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, with what happened overseas, Iran's attack on Israel, this isn't going to get quite as much attention as maybe it normally would.
That's
because
true.
You've got two other really big issues that are going to dominate the news today. So I don't know that people are going to be digesting as much from this debate as you would typically see.
Yeah, I mean, in our own newscasts, normally, because we were carrying the debate, we would have been talking all about it throughout the day. But when you've got a hurricane and the after effects of that, and then what's going on in the Middle East, it's very difficult to get like a debate preview in there. You know, and
did you at least promote the special last night? Did you sneak that in there throughout your newscast?
I think
that got overlooked.
Did it for the presidential ones. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check the scripts on that.
Well,
Can't remember. I don't even know if we did the debate story that much.
Poor Ryan's exhausted. He's like, why did I even bother?
Right.
No, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like a debate preview is not going to beat out Hurricane Helene. It's just not. And so,
I mean, I was focused in on Iran and the attack on Israel throughout most of the day yesterday.
Big story.
Yeah, as I was trying to prepare for the
crazy.
debate.
All the videos and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll spend some time on that coming up in a little bit. All right. What else do we have going on more locally here, Chris?
Well, 11 people now reported dead in Pinellas County as a result of the hurricane, bringing the total death toll in Tampa Bay to 13. Many in Pinellas of the deaths due to drowning. The victims in Pinellas County range in age from 37 to 95.
Wow.
Many of them seniors. The youngest victim was identified as a 23-year-old, though, from Hillsborough County. So it ran the gamut. And the reality is that people who stayed behind and had to deal with that storm surge were in a very dangerous situation, and some of them did not survive.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a big death toll here in the Tampa Bay area for, again, a storm that wasn't a direct hit. It wasn't even like Ian, where that was a direct hit on Fort Myers in that area. So
it just shows you water can be the deadliest thing. Out of the total, that's we have 13 out of 150 now nationwide, and probably that death toll is going to continue to go up as they find more of the missing people.
The barrier islands, Pinellas County, that all got opened up, but they are saying they want people who don't live there, don't have businesses there, like don't come.
No.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of idiots that just want to go check it out and see what it looks like, and you can't be doing that. People are trying to clean up, and crews are still working, and
just check out the slideshows on Facebook.
Yeah, there's plenty of pictures.
There's lots of stuff out there showing what's going on, and it is compelling. I mean, seeing cars like under 6 feet of sand, but at the same time, they got to clean that up, and they don't need people driving up and down Gulf Boulevard causing traffic jams.
No, and I was thinking yesterday, I mean, we've talked about all the different angles tied to the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, but man, all those people who work, on these beaches, in those businesses, we have talked a lot about the people who live there who lost, everything, but the people who work, what are they going to do?
Now what are they going to do? And some of them work there and live there, and now they don't have a job, they don't have a home. Yeah, it really is devastating to think about. And
that's why it was so important, for us to do that drive yesterday for Feeding Tampa Bay, because a lot of those people are going to need those resources, that assistance, for who knows how long until businesses are back up and running again. All right, Chris Strenkman with today's top stories. Chris, thanks so much.